That's right, so let's talk about the why, okay? So there's a lot of reasons why the 4J is a better conversion for the 80 Series Landcruiser above a lot of the other ones, okay? There's a lot of other conversions out there on the market, i.e. the 1HD FT and the FTE conversion for the 80 Series, very common, but I'll show you here on the screen very quickly that the engines themselves are just so expensive. I just couldn't justify spending that sort of money on engines that are nearly 20, 30 years old. And, you know, it's just, and they've got 400,000 Ks on the clock, and I just couldn't justify spending that sort of money. You can go pick yourself up a really low kilometre 4J from a wrecking yard between $4,000 and $6,000, and it'll be good as gold to chuck in your car using this conversion kit. So you can see why there's, I've looked into this and designing this as an option for you guys out there that want to put something a little bit different inside of your 80 Series Landcruiser. Outside of that, there are a lot of other conversions like petrol things, like you got Barras and, you know, the LSs and all those sorts of really cool stuff. For me, it really just wasn't going to work. I wanted something diesel so I can tow the boat. I know the Barras probably would have been okay because they do pull out a little bit of torque as well, but I just didn't want petrol. They use a lot of fuel when they're working that hard, and I just didn't really want that, to be honest. This is a family tourer behind me, and that's what I'm building as such. So I really wanted something diesel. There are a lot of like import diesel. You can go like the 6BT engine, which I believe puts the front axle in the 80 Series over its axle limit. So I don't see that as a feasible option at all. I think there's some Brunswick diesels and Chev diesels and stuff, which a lot of people out online just really don't like. So there's not really many diesel conversions out there for the 80 Series. I probably missed a few of the conversions out there, but to me, a lot of them just blew out the budget absolutely completely. Sam Young has done it recently out there on the internet with the 1FZ turbo. There's a couple of other guys doing it with 1FZ turbos, and they do put out a whole bunch of power because they are a big displacement petrol engine. But again, they're petrol. They use a whole bunch of fuel, and they're probably not the best for touring the countryside. If you're a weekend warrior and you're racing up and down the sand dunes, go for it. But for me, everyday driver, to and from work, towing on the weekends, I definitely want something economical and diesel. So another reason why I'm installing a 4Jj1 in this thing with an automatic rather than trying to keep the manual transmission. I have been driving a automatic Isuzu for some time now, and I absolutely love it. It is smooth, it is reliable, it is just brilliant to drive. On my daily drive to work, I don't have to worry about shifting gears. Now, I must admit, I do like driving a manual. There's something nostalgic about it, but just for this build, I did want to put an automatic in there. That was a no-brainer. My wife wanted an automatic so she can drive it when we're away on holidays. So, you know, that's what we went with. So I'm really looking forward to using the automatic in this car, using the 4-speed. So I want to talk about a few cons now of the 1HZ that was in this car, which is now being sold. The 1HZ was a fantastic engine. I had it rebuilt. It is a solid donk and it will run forever. However, it does just lack a lot of power and it does not have a lot of torque, even when you tune them up. Now, I know the guys are going to get out there on the internet and tell me down below that they've got massive power numbers out of their 1HDTs and their 1HZs, and great, good for you, but I can guarantee you they just will not last the distance pushing that much power. Even something as modest as 600 Newton meters out of those engines is a lot because they're a really old technology in those things in comparison to the newer common rail diesels. So yeah, the 1HZ was in there. It used a bit of fuel. It was really slow. It wasn't doing the job for me. So, which is why I looked down a conversion option, because I love the 80 series and I didn't want to get rid of it for something newer like a lot of people do. But I did want a newer engine under the bonnet with a little bit more performance. So that's how I've landed on the 4Jj1. The 1HZ also had the manual, so the manual, the gearbox in that thing got a little bit sloppy downshifting into second. The handbrake on the 80 series didn't really work with the manual, so you either have to keep it in gear, which is great, but they can pop out of gear, whereas this one here will have the park brake on the gearbox as well as on the car, so that'll be super handy as well. All right, well, thanks, guys. Thanks for having a yarn with me today, talking about all things 4Js and 80 series. Hope you can get a bit of a better understanding now about why I've chosen to put this engine in this car. I really look forward to showing you this conversion kit and making it work here on the internet so you can go out and buy this kit. There is nothing here on this table that is custom to me. You can go out here on the internet and buy all of this stuff. You just got to contact Aussie 4J Adapters down on the Gold Coast or Michael Widgery, he will sort you out. He will get you all the components that you need for your power steering, for your air cons, for your brackets, spud shafts, the whole lot to get your 4J running in your 80 series or your 105 series or other cars. He does a whole bunch of really, really cool stuff. So jump on his website, have a bit of a look, and yeah, buy some of his stuff and do some really cool engine conversions. I really look forward to seeing what you guys get up to with this kit, because the sky's the limit with what you can do with this sort of stuff. Thank you very much for watching these episodes, and I'm really glad you made it this far. If you're keen, jump on the website, Aussie 4J Adapters, ask Michael Widgery about the 80 series kit. And if you're keen to stay up to date with the build, jump down below, like and subscribe, get amongst it, share it with your friends, and I'll be putting episodes out as much as I possibly can in the first 6 months of this year to get this 80 series up and driving on the road. We're going to be tuning this thing. We're going to be installing some really cool parts, including these absolutely epic rims. So yeah, guys, thank you very much, and stay tuned for the next episode.